Morning. A dozen World War II veterans took part in a wreath-laying ceremony to pay tribute to the more than 400,000 Americans who lost their lives in that war. Mary McGuire joins us now live from Fort Snelling National Cemetery with more on the ceremony held there today. Mary, how was it?
Oh, it was absolutely beautiful, Allie, and I know that you've been to some in the past. They do the ceremony every single year here at Fort Snelling National Cemetery, but things looked a little bit different than they have in the past this year. For the first time in 35 years, each and every one of the 200,000 graves here at Fort Snelling, they have a flag in front of them to honor that life that was lost. Now, it took more than $225,000 to make this all happen. The flags restore a tradition of honoring the fallen men and women of our military. At a ceremony this morning, wreaths were presented before a short parade and ceremony.
And this is why this day is so important to all Americans. Memorial Day gives us the opportunity to stop and think about those brave Americans who made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our great nation, and pay a well-deserved tribute to those who ensured the freedoms that we now enjoy. Many of you may know the history of the holiday. We've talked a little bit about it this morning. If so, you too know that it's not just about backyard barbecues, going to the lake, the latest holiday sale, or the unofficial start of summer. It is that, but it also has a far deeper meaning.
Now, Fort Snelling is one of the 135 national cemeteries operated by the VA across the country. More than 4 million veterans of every war and conflict were laid to rest in them. Now, the flags, they didn't stop with the headstones here at Fort Snelling. Volunteers also placed more of the red, white, and blue across the memorial pathway so that folks coming into the cemetery, they could see all of those flags flying on this Memorial Day. It was also a special ceremony for me, too. I got to see a flyover of the same type of plane that my grandpa worked on while he served in World War II, so it definitely was a memorable day out here at Fort Snelling.
That's great, Mary. Thank you. President Donald Trump visited Arlington National Cemetery this morning. He laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. Then he spoke at a ceremony in the amphitheater near the tomb.
We are gathered here on the sacred soil of Arlington National Cemetery to honor the lives and deeds of America's greatest heroes, the men and women who laid down their lives for our freedom. Today we pay tribute to their service, we mourn alongside their families, and we strive to be worthy of their sacrifice.
We'll have continuing coverage of this important day on our news at 5, 6, and 10.